Okay, so how's the show going?
Show's going great. This is our first year at the Blade Show showing this new OTF. We've been working on this for almost 6 years, off and on. We had a few false starts, but our overall objective was to make an out the front that locked up 100% solid. So this has no blade play in any direction. It's hard to tell in a video, but anyways, this thing locks up solid. It's also really easy to open and close. Of course, a lot of out the fronts have a really strong spring and a locking mechanism, but this one is really smooth and easy, but yet it locks up totally solid. So we're really excited about it. Of course, I wish I could show you inside. I'm not quite ready to show what's going on, but the neat thing is it's completely different than every other out the front. So essentially you have all the other out the fronts that use generally the same mechanism and this knife. So at some point I'll be doing a video of a takedown that shows all the internal workings of what's going on. We actually spent a lot of time on this button. It looks a lot different than other people's, but the thing that we found, especially in testing, doing different buttons and testing of the mechanism, we were opening this thing thousands of times every day, and it was destroying our thumbs. And so we found that a ramp with serrations, you're still trying to put downward pressure to keep traction. And so we found that having just a ledge, you get a ton of traction without having to push down to keep your thumb engaged. And so this button is actually extremely comfortable for extended use. And then we've also made our famous grip clip. This one's all machined out of titanium, and there's a little compression spring hidden underneath here. All solid titanium. Yeah, it works good. We've got the center core is titanium, heat colored titanium on this one, and then we've got titanium or carbon fiber overlays on both sides, and then we inlaid little sapphire balls, ruby balls in the screw heads. And then on this one it's a Damascus blade. It's Chad Nichols. I cannot remember what I think that's Intrepid maybe. Anyways, Chad Nichols Damascus, stainless. So
well,
yeah.
It's funny, like this next book I'm writing, I'm going to have a couple pages on hand ergonomics and how the thumb is used. And it's interesting the way you bring that up. I think a lot of knife makers notice that they have to conform to some hand ergonomics, whether they do it consciously or subconsciously. And you actually did some thought into that.
Yeah, and we probably had literally 100 different button designs, some of them really complicated and mechanical, but we were trying to find the best button with the most grip without tearing your thumb apart. And so luckily we had plenty of time to experiment and actually work it back and forth, and we were destroying our thumbs. And so we realized that the conventional idea of having stair steps on a ramp, no matter how much traction you put on it, you have to push down to hold your thumb, otherwise it wants to slide off. But the thumb works really well on a ledge. And so we do have serrations going around this, but they're very unobtrusive. But it's mainly the ledge that's giving you the traction for this button. Plus we also made the platform fairly large. A couple of reasons for that. One is we like to hide the slot that's underneath, gives it a cleaner look. But also your thumb isn't rubbing against the handle as you're pushing back and forth. It's resting on the button. And I like to roll so I push with the ball of my thumb and pull like that. You can also kind of go back and forth, but it's more fun to do it that way.
Yeah, those stair step ridges, they're very common, and I think it makes it look menacing. It looks like a tactical tank or something, or an alligator.
And it's a cool look.
Yeah.
I mean, it really accents the knives, but in practical use, it's a little bit difficult. Now, there are a couple guys, I think it's Jeff Harkins, who makes one that has a steeper ramp for pulling back and a flatter ramp for pushing, because pushing is a lot easier for the out the front. You have a lot more leverage, but pulling back is where it gets tricky, and so a lot of people, when they're pulling back, their thumbs want to slip, and so they're using so much pressure to push down and pull back that their thumbs get tired. But with this one, it's just pull back. There is no conscious pushing down. Okay.
All right, and when do you think that might come into production?
It's hard to say. So this one's actually 12 of 14. I've made 14 prototypes. I've ordered all the material for the next run. So we're looking at probably 5 months for the next run, and then after that I should have everything smoothed out and able to start actually going into production.
Okay.
But in knife maker time, that's probably a year and a half, maybe. It's hard to say.
All right, terrific, terrific. So we're with one half of the Grant and Gavin Hawk team here, and appreciate that, and I'm going to be looking forward to that. Thanks a lot, Gavin.
All right, thank you.